Good morning. Look, I lost a little weight this morning. I got a haircut finally. It's been a long time coming. But yeah, I had to take the kids to babysitter this morning. My wife's gone for a couple of days, so I got all them. So they're at the babysitter's, and then I got myself a haircut, and we may have had to go to court this morning. I skipped jury duty one time. It was an accident. I forgot. I got busy. I forgot. Well, I had to go today and tell him why I forgot, and no big deal. Judge was satisfied. He's like, I'm not even going to fine you. Okay, whatever. Great. So we're good there. We got a generator. This is our little generator. This is a 100 kW cat generator. It's got a Perkins diesel in it. We're going to use that one for the irrigation stuff because it's a little more efficient, burns a little less fuel, it's a little quieter when everything is closed up. But we need to change the oil in it, so we're letting her warm up so we can change oil. So the oil drain on this has got a hose that comes over to here and goes down through that fitting, and there's a plug in the bottom, but we took that out and put a little pipe nipple in with a hose so we can drain it into a bucket. She's draining real slow, so we'll let her go. So it says it's got about a 2.5 gallon capacity. I think I got a seed truck I gotta go unload. Getting some more boxes brought back in and a couple more pallets of corn to return. So the truck's coming Monday morning to pick up all of this corn returns. It feels like a lot of bags there, but it's still a pretty low percentage given how much came through the warehouse this year. Like if it was all mine, then I'd be like, oh crap, that's way too much corn to return. But it's really not that much percentage wise. So we're good. And yeah, I've got a little bit more than normal just because I had a couple of customers that switched from corn to beans sort of late, last minute. And I had a customer that had 160 some bags of corn and he died, and that all got returned. So yeah, we ended up with a little extra this year. Back to changing the oil in our generator here. Oil's draining. It's been very slow. It's been draining for a while. I don't know. I guess it's probably about empty. It doesn't have that big of a capacity, so I got the filter changed over here. Put the new date and hours on that. I want to pull the air filter and blow that out, and then we'll put some oil back in it. Okay, we got oil put back in. I put a little Lucas oil stabilizer. We blew out the air filter, wrote down what we did. Everything should be good. We might need a little bit more oil yet. I have not put in quite the capacity, but it's up on the dipstick. We're going to run it and then shut it off and let's see if we need to check it again. The other thing we have to do is we're running on 230 volts instead of 460, 480. So we need to move our leads here. The ground is fine, but this side is the 480 volt three phase. This side is the 208 or 240 volt three phase. So we need to move those three wires over to here. Okay, that is basically ready to go. Before we go though, Dad's finishing up spraying the beans. He's on the last group of fields right now. They're a group there's 220 acres, but they're 10 miles away. So he is taking the sprayer down there now, and I need to go pick him up so he can take the tender truck down there so he can finish that up. And I need him to finish spraying so that he can help me up the field this afternoon. So I'll go pick him up. All right, we are gonna go work on our electrical stuff up there. So we're gonna try and get that panel mounted. 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. What does that mean? What size is this? 1.25 inch LB. I need 1.5 inch one. We need some components and stuff, and we'll see how we do. Probably gonna take a couple of trips back and forth, but it is what it is. Made it up here to the field. We've got to adjust our injection pump. You know why? Because my math was a little off yesterday. I made a mistake. So yesterday after Dad and I did that bucket test and we figured out how much water we were getting through the system and gallons per minute and all of that. I started trying to do some math to figure out how many acres per hour we were covering and stuff. And we did the math. Well, we were getting, the machine was moving like 6.9 inches or inches per second, which was 2,070 feet per hour. And I multiplied that number by 60 because the boom on it is 60 feet wide to get acres per hour. I failed to realize or to remember or to factor in the fact that we're actually only watering 30 feet wide because only half of the boom is watering at a time. And so my numbers were basically double. So when I came up with 2.5 days to cover the field, it didn't feel right. I'm like, there's no way that's accurate, but I don't know what I was missing. I couldn't put it together. A couple of you guys pointed that out today, so thanks for that. But essentially it doubles it. So it's a 5 days to cover the field, not 2.5. That's okay. We'll be fine at 5 days to cover this field. But what it does mean is that instead of 2.8 acres per hour, we're covering 1.4, and we gotta cut the rate on our fertilizer in half. Okay, so I adjusted that down to between 6 and 7 gallons per hour instead of 12.5. So we should be pretty good there. I want to try and get our box mounted up here. We're gonna put a board on here for it to set on, hang it up there, try and mark some stuff out and see where our hole's going to come out on the back side so that we can know if we can just come straight through and then go up and into this box with our VFD over here. I got sidetracked. A couple of things. We're going around and putting flags in all the fields where we're going to spread chicken litter this fall because they're going to start hauling here pretty soon. But one of them is this field. This is my March planted soybeans field, and I thought, well, I'm here, we might as well stop and look at them. So dang, they're growing. They look really good. Look at all the flowers. Those are full bloom, buddy. Look at that. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, look at this. That's a pod. Look at that. Wow, these look so good. Oh, they're so good. So this would be, I don't know if you'd still call it R1 or call it R2 at this point. R1 is beginning bloom, R2 is full bloom. They got a long ways to go. If this is R2, they're going to be an R2 for a very long time. But they look so good. Oh, I'm so excited for these. Another field of beans where we're going to spread chicken litter this fall. These are the first May planted beans, and they are full season at 3.4 maturity. But they're really branching out, filling the rows, and I thought, let's see if we got any flowers out here, and I'm finding just a few. They're starting to. That's the goal. That is the goal, to have flowers on June 21st, and today is June 21st. Canopied as much as possible, and is it full canopy? No, but it's pretty darn close. There's a heck of a lot more beans there than there is dirt, so yeah, these look good. I'm happy. We just need some rain really bad. Back up here at the field working on getting our panel mounted. We got it hung up there, and I got a hole through here. The idea is to take this, come around this side, and put it in there, into that box, and then drill a hole up into there and run the wires from the breaker into the VFD. The nipples that we have to connect it are too short. At least the one. This one will be fine, but I need a longer one for there. So I don't think we have one at the farm. I might have to run to the hardware store and go grab one, but we just need it to come into here so we can get a ring on that, and then we can run our wires up and into our breaker. And then we'll run our generator wires in through the bottom here and loop them up into the top. I've got our boxes connected. That LB in there. All good. I don't have the new wires into there, but we're to the point where I've killed the rain unit, shut the generator down, so now we have no power here. So I can disconnect these wires, connect the new ones from the box, and then we can move this cord over to the other side, going into the panel over here. I would like to try and pull some wires for a 110 volt circuit, so I'm going to attempt to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to, especially without any help. We're making progress. I haven't filmed it because I'm kind of in a hurry, and my phone's gonna die. So we've got this all wired up, going to the panel. We've got some wires passing through there, our signal wires. Again, I need a zip tie and a hose holder thing, something, or a wire. Yeah, anyway. Into that panel, we've got another set going into that panel for the plug that's going to go over there. We've got our panel all wired up, including the cord coming in from the generator there. I got to get this grounding rod put in, and then we got to run a bare copper to that. Got another grounding rod to put in over there, and I need to get my outlet. I'm trying to hurry because 1, we're not running, and not running is not good. And 2, I got a baseball game tonight. We got to move. So I'm going to go get hammer and some cable to put that grounding rod in. We are running, so we switched generators here because that one's quieter, smaller, more efficient. We already talked about that. But our panel is running. We've got the wires going into the breaker panel. All 3 of our circuit breakers on. 1 for the pump, 1 for the base station, and 1 for our injection pump. I can now see the injection pump in the app being controlled through a relay. If I hit this switch and hit confirm, it shuts it off. Done. Turn it back on, confirm, give it a second. Away it goes. Isn't that freaking cool? Uh-oh. Did I trip a... Might have tripped a... Yep. So, seems like I need a GFCI in there, but it tripped when I turned that on. Well, we'll watch it. We'll see what happens. I gotta go though. I got a baseball game that starts in 5 minutes and it's 20 minutes away, so I'm gonna be late. All right, I'm glad I got short hair today. It's less hot. Anyway, we're back up and running. We were shut down for probably an hour and a half there while I was working on that electrical stuff, but it's good to have that kind of in place and done. We need to button stuff up a little bit more, just clean up some wiring and put some clamps on that grounding cable that's running down the post and stuff, and I'll have to keep an eye on that GFCI. I don't know why that tripped there. If it keeps happening, we'll just take it out. Well, anyway, yeah, good deal. Tomorrow is Saturday. We may come back up here and work some more tomorrow. So the things that we need to do yet, obviously we're running, so it's nothing's critical, but we've got 6 posts that need concreted yet, or need put in with concrete. Gotta go buy some more concrete. We've got, we gotta fill these posts up. I know a lot of you had mentioned that, you know, don't leave or put a cap on those posts. Well, I'm gonna fill them with concrete. I just didn't have concrete mixed up or want to take the time to mess with it when we were up there. Now, they are very thick pipe. Like, I think those 2 posts that we put in are 1/4 inch thick pipes, so they aren't gonna bend off, especially from the machine pulling on. It ain't gonna happen. But yeah, we're gonna fill them so they don't get water in them and debris and dirt and rust and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get there. That's not critical. Posts are not critical. Getting the machine running and the electrical in place was critical. So I feel better having a circuit breaker in there now. The VFD was protecting it, and there's a breaker on the generator, but the breaker on the generator was a 400 amp breaker. Now we've got the 400 amp main breaker on the generator. We've got the 200 amp breaker in the panel, and then we have a 100 amp breaker going from the panel to the VFD. So at least we're a little more protected, better. Should all be good. What else about up there? I don't know. I feel like I didn't get a lot in today's video. We didn't even go out and look at the machine run today, but it is running and covering some ground. Bummer that my math was off yesterday, but hey, what are you gonna do? We cover that field in 5 days. I'm still happy. I just wish we could get a ½ inch of rain to get caught up on the whole thing, because that corn is stressed. It is hurting. We need water on it badly. We're definitely making a difference. When I was driving around with the guy doing chicken litter, you could see where it had run this morning. The second 24 rows off the road versus the first 24 rows off the road, there was a huge difference in how rolled up that corn was and how stressed it looked. I didn't get a chance to film it or get it on camera, but it was very, very evident where the machine had run and where it had not. So we are making a difference and doing good. It'll be really interesting to watch our tissue test samples as we're putting this fertilizer on next week and see where that is, but better. The other big thing is wheat harvest is coming very, very fast. Like Monday for sure, potentially even Sunday we might be running some wheat. I don't know. we're gonna keep an eye on stuff. Tomorrow, I don't intend to make a video, but we may work up there a little bit. We may just work around the house. I might dig a hole for a flagpole. I don't know. I got all of my kids until my wife gets home, and I don't think she's coming home until the evening, so it'll be a little hard for me to get much done. So probably not a video. I also intend to do a live stream from the field up there sometime. It might happen Sunday. I don't know. It's too dang hot to stand out there for an hour right now. We'll get there. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. Sorry for the little rambling here at the end, but just thought I'd try and update you on where we're at with everything. Like and subscribe. See you guys when we see you.